good, y'all? Welcome to the Lift the Group podcast. My name is Destin Prejean.
I'm Aja.
I'm Erica.
Amari.
And I'm Lawrence.
And yet again, I'm that odd nigga. But we got an interesting topic today. You know, last episode was real sensitive. You know, we kind of got into the itty bitty of the gritty, if you know what I mean. But today we're gonna attack a different issue today, geared towards black women and the over-sexuality or sexualization of the black woman. So to start things off, we're gonna have Asia over here talk a little bit about it.
Alright, let me fix my glasses.
It's the spectacles.
Whatever. I feel like black women are overly sexualized, and I feel like it has to do with history, and also it's also a generational thing as well. I don't want to call it a generational curse. It's like each generation is it's different. And what I mean by that is throughout history, black women has been stripped of their sexuality, has been stripped of their identity, have been stripped of their sexual liberation because of from slavery, by being raped and incest and devalued and even called genderless, to stereotypes such as Aunt Jemima, who is asexual, Sapphire, who is the angry black woman, as you know, today is just angry black woman. And then you have Jezebel, who's promiscuous and steals people's man. Then you also see it in television shows such as, prime example, everybody knows Tyler Perry, where black women are seen different sides, but also seen as, and you have an angry black woman on there. You also have a promiscuous black woman, who steals somebody else's man. Then you have the messy black woman, just things in them like that. It doesn't show black people in a good light. And now, today, I see it as black women taking back their sexuality, having the freedom to have sexual liberation. And I also feel like when it comes to black women showing their bodies, especially within the industry, I feel like within the industry, black women have no choice but to show skin in order to gain views and to gain monetary gain. And the industry just push for that. Now, counterparts, they don't really have to work as hard as black women and black men have to work hard. But the thing is when it comes to rap, also rap, it's our culture, but it's for some reason we have to work 2 to 3 times harder versus our counterparts. So I take it to the rest of the group. Do y'all think that black women are overly sexualized?
What you think, man?
Yes, I do feel like black women are overly sexualized. I feel like it is because of the fact that when black women do have more curves and they have more body than, our counterparts, our other female counterparts. So I feel like, sometimes men make us feel as if that is, what we offer, what we bring to the table. So we kind of put that out there, and it's not necessarily the right type of attention, but that's how they make us feel, in the sense that, we have to be more sexualized to get that attention.
I'm going to start off by saying, historically speaking, as a former music major, I know for certain through historical context, you are overtly sexualized, and it should not be so. Historically speaking, black women who are equally predecessors to the blues as black men were in fact sexualized because of, not necessarily because of their lyrics, but because of their physique. They were improperly compensated as, other people who were male, regardless of demographic, they were compensated in some type of way monetarily. Black women were given drugs to be further manipulated to continue their services. They were given improper wages. So overt sexualization of black women started then in the mid 1800s, early 1900s in the music industry, and it progressed to the media within the 1930s due to, the progression period and people who were of supremacistic backgrounds having professions in, advertisement and things of that nature. So you are in fact overtly sexualized, and that behavior is perpetuated because that's the way it was started in industries and corporations in the beginning. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say that that's what it is. Anyone else? Please continue.
Contrary to belief, I believe y'all are not overly sexualized. I think y'all are actually just viewed as y'all are viewed as a piece of property, not as overly sexualized, but a piece of property because you're not respected. Because there's a lot of women out here who you can you have a lot like Oprah Winfrey, nobody sexualizes her. But then we turn around and look at a Cardi B, that's the first person we sexualize, somebody like that. So it's hard to say y'all are over sexualized in that aspect. For me, now that's just for me. But as a majority, yes, you are. But if you want me to be honest in my own opinion, y'all are just it's an ivy thought process. Like if y'all are, but I'll elaborate that or later into the conversation. Justin?
Black women are definitely overly sexualized. I have to disagree to a certain degree. Yes, they are viewed as livestock, by hands down, viewed as livestock, but they are definitely overly sexualized. A black woman's worth is always viewed in their body, and it's a sad, sad reality because there's so much more to the black woman than just their body. They are phenomenal in every aspect, but we'll dive deeper into that. So the question that I would ask to continue the conversation would be, is social media, a positive outlet or a negative outlet in regards to the perception of the black woman? Mr. Rakestraw.
First and foremost, social media is what we make it. But is it a tool of major corporations in the utilization of degrading black women? Yes. Especially depending on everyone's individual algorithm. If you respond to seeing brown-skinned women or black women in particular, excuse my language, shaking their ass on a continuous basis, not only are you going to see it more, other people are going to see it more because they respond to it. So it is definitely not so much as the corporation. The corporation is 98.9% at fault. But the remaining percent is also up to the individual because, let's be real, just because I enjoy seeing a voluptuous black woman doesn't mean I have to engage in a white man's platform or our counterparts' platform and liking that and doing that and doing just that. You know what I'm saying? Catcalling and progressing the stereotype and manipulation of the sexualization of black women. everybody has choices. Now, I'm not going to feed in conservative fuel and say that we are at fault for it when the majority of the aspect is the people who invented it and designed the platform to take place for that particular reason. It's just we have a duty just as much as anybody else. We have to participate in the fact of negating that, okay, yes, this woman is beautiful. She's doing it for money. She's showing her body for views, this, that, and the third. But I have to make the personal choice to not engage and see things for the greater good and her greater good, and not engage in that, so they cannot continue to use this as a tool, not only in social media, but media altogether, whether that includes news network or the music industry itself. As I told you, I've learned in music history and music theory of what they have done to black women. You know what I'm saying? It started off with having a physical attraction to them, to the point where they can manipulate them and say that, oh, I love you so much that to the point that I'm going to lay down with you and I'm going to protect you, that I can't necessarily give you this much money and compensate you, so I'm going to give you a substance that make you feel better. That's how all this stuff takes place. It takes place from millennia ago. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, decades ago, centuries ago. Like, this is not something that's fairly new. It is something that's being perpetuated, and it is something that cannot be ignored. There's a process to the situation, and in order to beat the situation, we have to be honest and acknowledge it. This is what happened, and it's going to continue to happen unless we realize that, oh, this personal choice that I'm making designs the algorithm that I'm going to see and potentially influence decisions that I'm going to make utilizing this app.
Well, honestly speaking, we can't ignore that you like to see the black woman shaking that ass. So we're not going to ignore that part.
No, that's
Right.
me as a man, I'm sexually attracted to things that women do
So
to attract me as a male, period. However, that is no excuse. That is no excuse, regardless for what I like, to get on an app and indulge in it.
Right? You
No,
know you're
bro.
talking shit.
I'm not, it doesn't matter. I'm not just talking shit. There's no excuse.
Talking shit, bro.
It doesn't matter if he's talking shit.
Relax. You talking shit.
All I'm saying is there is.
You like what you like, bro. You like
I like what I like. Exactly. I like what I like.
You
However,
want to see that ass shake, right?
that's still
You know
no
that song,
excuse.
hey, hey, you know that song, bro.
Look, all
I
I'm
see some
saying is,
ass. I want to see some cash.
all I'm saying is, there is no excuse. I'm making no excuse on my behalf.
Look it rain. Look it rain.
Okay, guys.
That's your algorithm. Yes, that's your algorithm.
No, my algorithm is kind of different.
But hold on,
All I'm
listen,
saying
hold on.
is there's no excuse on my behalf and my part. All I'm saying, I'm not speaking for everybody else. There's no excuse on my part.
No, stop. No, don't explain. Don't say it's a problem. No, you're allowed to see what somebody is giving you, and that's why I say they allow themselves. That's why I said are they over-sexualized? Yes. But I also accept it in saying I feel as if they're being used as property because of that. Because there's no way, if I'm dating somebody, I'm gonna let you go out and post. If you walk down the street doing it, that's one thing. But if you post it for millions to see, that's a whole different kind of topic. You're doing it for clout. You're doing it for the attention that you're not getting in another feed. That's why I say, and he even said it too, it's the so I want to call it slave mastering or slavery way of doing it. But it's the way of holding black women back from going to the next level. Because look at Kim Kardashian. That's the first thing we always see. Everybody, she's not known for her. Got a lawyer. She's a lawyer now. None of that. All we know is her and Ray J. She will never overcome that ever in her life. She is mean.
Kim Kardashian.
That's a damn lie.
Kim Kardashian will never be viewed as nothing more than a hoe that got famous.
Thank
That's
you.
a damn lie.
Yeah, please explain, because
I don't give a damn what nationality you pin to her, whether that be Armenian or any.
I didn't say that.
All I'm saying is, as a white woman, if you were to Google the term, right now,
I didn't put a race.
listen, if you are to Google the term "sexy white mama" on Google, you will not see anything pornographic or degrading. Regardless, as a white woman, she is collectively not stigmatized under a Google search versus if you Google sexy black mom, which I've done the research for since 2014, you will see everything explicit and in between. Kim Kardashian will never understand the plight of overt sexualization. No, she will not. Regardless of her fucking around, because she was able to be married and taken seriously regardless of the mental state of the fool who decided to marry her. She is a white woman in America, period. No matter how you may view this situation, she is collectively protected because of the image of the white woman. That is it. You can argue it as much as you like. The result is in the Google search. Don't believe me? Research it for yourself. I will sit here quietly while you do so.
And we're back.
Thanks for that. Thank you for waiting us through this intermission. Back to the conversation. So, guys, I'm just saying that it's. I'm not saying about a race, black, white. I'm hitting on right now is just the thought process of the fact that women are being overly sexualized through multiple forms of media. Even with, Amber, let's say Amber Cole, Amber Cole, with her and Wiz Khalifa, or Ray J and Kim Kardashian. All I'm saying is, we can't run from something that you're already doing.
Don't hide that pussy.
Right, you can't hide that.
2015 and that song, bro.
But if I want, now I'm going back to my sisters. If you're gonna post that, be cognizant of what's about to come behind it. And if you don't want to be over sexualized by it, don't post it. I don't mind you taking a picture of you in a dress and showing your exit and curves. I'm cool with it. But if you're gonna go out here and show a picture, post a video of you shaking it, it's a different problem. You're opening that door of becoming of somebody's sexual desire, or becoming a property. That's what I mean. But as far as it being over sexualized, 100%. The second y'all post something, hey Sean, let me put you on the plate real quick, they didn't even start reading that in the comment sections.
Mr. Raystar.
In regards to doing things of their own volition and me studying the philosophy of pimps, I understand that women doing things of their own volition definitely has a consequence. But as I have stated in multiple podcasts or different episodes of doing things as black men for the greater good, we have to make tough decisions. Now, this decision can be misconstrued as more simp than pimp. And I hate that it has come to that. We have to make the decision for our counterparts within our racial demographic and overshadow their decisions. We not only have to shun it for the greater good, we have to, I go so far as dictate for the sake of the progression of our race. We have to, by any means, stop the degradation of black women and by any means manipulate the situation to the point where they don't feel comfortable of posting that twerk video or that ass shot. And this is why. Our predecessors have stated something that is very true. So much so that our racial counterparts, and even sexual different counterparts have stated, we cannot rise further than the perception of our woman. Now, what does that mean? Malcolm X stated that we cannot rise higher than the perception of our woman. So the whole concept of sexual liberation or pro-choice or any of that bullshit that our counterparts, especially of the conservative party, can utilize or weaponize to our demise, we have to take charge and minimize it for the sake of the greater good. We have to accept the fact that we will be vilified. We're going to be vilified regardless. We're going to be vilified regardless. Because even in today's sense, more of us are enrolled in school as black males than in prison, but yet it is projected that more black women are detrimental to the community for the sake of derailing our relationship and them seeing us as useless and not wanting to intermingle with us by our white counterparts. We have to be willing to accept and do anything by any means necessary to derail that BS, and that includes everything I stated previously. That's my take of the situation.
Adrian, I see your hand, so I want to hear from you.
Let's see. It's a lot. To me, it's a lot to unpack. I don't see pro-choice or sexual liberation as BS. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think men should dictate what a woman does. The government is already doing that, and to me personally, that shit is not fair. Because you're telling me, a white man gotta tell me, a woman, what to do with my uterus, what to do. What to do with my body. I have to listen to what the government says, what a woman has to do with her body. Now, if we turn the tables around, and this me being honest, and say, what would happen if the government started regulating your body by saying, y'all can't get a vasectomy, so now y'all gotta deal with having kids. But what if you don't want kids? Then you'll feel some type of way and be like, but this is my body and my choice. So for black women, it's our bodies, our choice. It's our sexual liberation is about a woman being confident, a woman telling a man how can she get off with, like, how he can get her off and like give each other. Instead of just a man penetrating a woman. A man can think a woman is orgasming, but guess what? She's not. So I don't think it's a matter I don't think you should be dictating what a woman should do with her body and her choices. Like, personally for me, when it comes to people's social media accounts, personally for me, I don't care. They can post whatever the hell they want on their media account. I'm not gonna be a police and be like, hey, you can't post that. This is why black people are behind. It's their account. They can delete it. They can post it. They can leave that shit forever. Who the fuck cares?
That's a fact.
But when it comes to like women posting stuff, personally for me, I'll see it. I'll either like it or I just scroll past it. Because at the end of the day, it's their account. At the end of the day, it's their body. It's their choice. For me, I feel like black women, I feel like in order for I don't know, saying things to work, I feel like when it comes to black women and black men relationship, I think it needs to be a freedom of range by giving your woman that confidence. You're supposed to get confidence from the people that you interacted first, aka your family. But guess what? Your family is not sexually liberated. Your family don't talk about sex. Where the fuck you gonna get it from? You don't go out there in the streets listen to other people and people don't even know, when it comes to black women, sex and sexual liberation, nobody tells us what it's about. They just keep it a secret, but you're gonna end up finding out anyways. So again, my personal opinion, why gatekeeping when you might as well just open the door and just say, here, this is information, this is what I learned, this is where you can go to learn about it, about your body and things like that. So to me, I feel like if men are able to be confident with their body, their choice, and what they want to do, I don't think you should try to dictate what a woman should do with what she wears, how she feeling herself. I just say just give her that confidence the same way you want her to give you that confidence. That's the thing though, it's even when I see men in gym, they regulate women's body and what we have to wear, but I could see a man 60 feet away, no shirt on, working out. But I can't wear a sports bra and leggings I'm just there to work out. But I gotta cover up, but a man don't. That's why on campus you see Sexual Awareness Month, that clothes don't dictate, women wearing clothes doesn't dictate how often she get raped. Any woman can get raped.
For sure.
Whether they're clothes on, clothes off, running around the street butt naked, it happens to everybody. And I think it's about understanding each other versus trying to tell a woman, I don't like this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. But it's versus saying that, I would just ask hey, what makes you feel this way? Try to understand versus making assumptions. I could see a confident black woman down the street and she can have less clothes on. I'm not gonna think, oh, she's just doing it for attention, but she can do it for herself. Black women, I say it all the time on social media, black women has been saying it so many times. I don't wear makeup for you, I don't wear my clothes for you, I wear it for myself because I'm trying to be confident with myself. Trying to be confident in my body versus going out getting surgery just to get a fucked up BBL. But I seen other people tearing down that same black woman, was no, you're doing it for attention, you're doing it for this and that. But she just said that it's for her, and it can also teach other black women to do the same thing. Oftentimes when black women do the nails, the hair, and everything, why is it we get the heat for it, but a white woman do the same shit and she don't get heat? She get paid, get makeup brand, everything. But black women, we do the same thing, and we get viewed as over the top, ghetto,
doing the most,
nappy. Y'all don't need makeup, all this other shit. Loose, promiscuous, and I'm
okay, hold on, we'll talk about promiscuous later.
yeah, but I'm
it's a whole different conversation, guys.
Yeah, but I'm
that's a mental thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is very relative, but promiscuous is a very mental thought process.
But I'm there's another woman that's a different race than me doing the same thing. She get gassed up, but I get gaslighted. Mm-hmm. I get seen as unprofessional. I get seen as angry. I get seen as messy.
As a hoe.
That then the whole dark skin, light skin come to play. What the fuck? And it's no matter what a black woman does, it feels like the world is always against us, and other women do the same thing, and it's they get praised.
So you saying that this over-sexualization of women is based on the standards of race?
Basically,
yeah, because when black women, when we do stuff first, and we've been doing it for years, and even showed videos of it.
Well, we've been doing
We
it
don't-
for centuries, actually.
We don't even get the
Decades.
we don't even get the recognition.
That's a fact.
But when another race does it, they get all the recognition. They get all the praise. See black men comment on that, and I'm like, but this lovely black woman has done the same. Why don't you comment on her? Why don't you say she's beautiful? Her nails look nice. I love your earrings. It's okay if you're wearing wigs. It's okay if your natural hair is out. It's okay you're wearing that. But another woman does it, and it's like, to me, it's confusing.
Okay.
The algorithm. That's why.
No, it's not. It's
Well,
not
let me hear
about.
from Erica, because I mean everybody's thought process. I haven't heard Erica.
It's not about the algorithm. It's about like the comments. It's about what people make. It's about how people view it, and then not realizing that, damn, black women has been doing this for a long time. Why I'm commenting on this woman? Why she uplifting our own? But it doesn't happen like that.
Definitely.
It doesn't. And then black women fighting for it, and we get called, well, you're supposed to be strong.
Definitely. Erica.
That's for, that's a different conversation. I can definitely explain it, but Erica, go ahead.
So, I'm going to speak from personal experience when it comes to this whole thing. I feel like the overly sexualization of black women, it starts at a very young age for me personally. Growing up, I started, developing very early, probably around the age of 10. And as I got older, I was attracting the attention from older men. And I was a little girl. I wasn't purposely trying to attract any type of attention. That's just attention that I was given. I remember being 12 years old and going to the grocery store. I would go to that grocery store all the time because it was the closest grocery store to my house. And then there was an older man in there. He was about 23 years old, always checking me out. And one day personally, I purposely mentioned my age because I saw how he was looking at me, and I knew that he was a lot older than me. So I mentioned to him, I mentioned to the cashier, because the cashier was my mother's friend. So I told the cashier, I was like, oh yes, I just turned 12. And the guy is over there, he's the bagger. He was like, oh, you 12? I thought you were 16. And I'm like, even if I was 16, you should not be looking at me.
Yeah.
So after finding out I was 12, this 23-year-old man still calling me in the corner, see me in the store, calling me in the corner, like, hey, come give me a hug and stuff. Like, I'm 12. You know I'm 12. My body may not look like a 12-year-old body, but I'm 12. I told you, I'm 12. So then growing up, it got a little bit further where guys would tell me, oh, okay, you're not the prettiest in the face. They used the term butterhead. I don't know if people still use that term, but I definitely got the term butterhead where, everything looked good but ahead. So they were pretty much telling me, I can laugh about this now, but they were pretty much telling me that I was ugly, but I had a body. Okay. So in my head, exactly. So as a little girl, guys are telling you, you're ugly, but you got a nice body. So in your head, you're gonna process that like, okay, well, I got my body to offer. So I remember like being probably like 15, and my dad then I got obsessed with my butt. Like I always wanted to make sure I looked good, like you could see everything. And I remember my dad telling me, like I remember one time my dad wanted me to wear these certain jeans, and I told my dad, I'm not wearing those jeans. My dad said, why? I said, because it make my butt look flat. And my
Johnson!
And my dad was so pissed. He was like, why do you care what your butt look like? And in my head, like I couldn't express myself, and then he's my dad. My dad used to scare me when I was a kid, so I didn't want to tell my dad why I was obsessed with my butt. But I was just like, if my butt looks flat, nobody gonna look at me. And it's just like, as a child, you're not realizing that that's not the type of attention that you want, but that's what I felt like I had to offer. So then when I got to college, my parents, before college, I wasn't able to wear certain things. My parents would tell me, especially my mom, like, you need to cover up, you have more body, or, because I was a little bit chubby too. Yeah, I had a body, but I also was pretty chubby. So mom would tell me like, certain things for your body type, you gotta wear this, you gotta make sure you cover up and things like that. So when I got to college, everything was out. I'm wearing crop tops, I'm wearing booty shorts. Like one of my friends told me she knew me as a girl with a booty short. Yeah, because like I'm not around my parents, so I can wear whatever I wanted to wear. But I started attracting a certain type of attention that, at the time I thought that I wanted that kind of attention, but as I got older I realized I didn't want that type of attention. I had more to offer than my body. But growing up in my head, I thought that, when you show off the body, but then it got to a point where guys were, coming at me sexually, and when I would say no, they didn't care. Guys would be like, oh, you putting it out there, this is what you asking for, so I'm gonna give you what you asking for. And that's not necessarily what I was asking for. Me, personally, I'm looking for love. I'm looking for acceptance. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to be taken advantage of sexually, but if that's what you're putting out there, that's what, what you're gonna attract. So as I got older, I started realizing, even being on my MySpace days, I would wear less clothing because I would realize, the girls who were wearing less clothes. I got a lot more attention. But it wasn't the right type of attention. As I got older, even going out, I would wear, very short skirts and things like that. But then I was attracting attention I didn't necessarily want. And it's like, guys felt like, okay, well, just because you showing this off, this is what you're gonna get. And if I'm telling you no, it's no. They didn't care. And then I'm sitting here like, well, but if I wasn't wearing this, then it wasn't that. No, it don't matter what I had on. If I'm telling you no, this is not what I want, then don't give me that. So I had to get to a place where I'm like, now I'm a little bit more mindful. I do show off a little bit more skin, but I don't wear as much. I don't wear as much revealing clothes as I used to.
It's not as skimpy as it used to.
Yeah, it's not as skimpy. But I still show a little skin. And then even on social media, I don't really show much skin. Like, if you see my social media, like, I do have bikini pics, but you can't really see much. So I don't really, like, people don't be sliding my DMs like that. Every now and then people slide in my DMs, but they don't slide in my DMs like that.
Hey,
boy. So it's even still like there are guys who like knew me. Like I had this experience last night where this guy I haven't seen since I was probably like 23 years old. So it's been, been a few years. He's like, oh, send me some pictures because I'm trying to see if that ass is still fat. I was so mad. I shut it down. And I didn't speak up for myself before, but I speak up for myself now because I have more to offer than my body. Don't come at me about anything related to my body, anything sexual. I don't like it. And because of the tension that I was getting before, when I get into relationships and the guys are a little bit more, even if they're my boyfriend, if they're a little bit more sexual with me, or like a guy slaps me, like my boyfriend slaps my ass in public, or slaps my ass in general, I get mad like, why you objectifying, why you sexualizing me? Like, because of what I experienced. But I'm like, this is my boyfriend, it's a little different. But I did have issues with my boyfriends because they'd be like, why are you so uncomfortable with me doing this? But it's just like, it's the attention that I was attracting before that it made me like uncomfortable with certain type of attention from men. But I have to get comfortable with the guy before I get to a certain place. But I don't like randos coming at me, catcalling me when I'm in the street, or guys sliding my DMs talking about my body. Like get to know me. Like get to know me before you make comments about my body. I don't like it. I'm distracted.
They laughing at Amari's face.
No, stop, bro. Don't blame this shit on me, bro. Don't blame this on me, bro. I looked up and I see this nigga face. He's laughing. I can't take this shit no more. Like, I had a problem with something you said about, in particular, God making the typical.
It was easy for the
typical choice to sexualize you after you made it plain of who you are and what you are and what age you are. I sucked my teeth at the fact, like, yeah, that's some bullshit. And then this nigga started laughing, bro, like,
oh yeah?
I couldn't take this shit no more, bro. Like, that's, like, look, bro, I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad. That shit happened. It's like, God damn it.
But I mean, like, the older thing is just like being a young girl. Like, I wasn't trying to be a sexual being at all when I was little. Like, my parents wouldn't allow me to wear revealing clothing or anything like that. I just wore what a typical 10, 12, 11-year-old would wear. And I remember like meeting some younger guys, even too, like 13 years old. Like I remember being like 11, and then like the guys I met, one was like 10, the other one was like 13, one was 12, and they were like obsessed with my butt. Like all they wanted to do was like, oh, like her ass. I'm like, I'm 11. And like when I got to middle school, it was like the guys. It got worse in middle school. Because I'm in 6th grade, and this girl with this big ass, like, it came on the bus. And like I would lift my ass with, like, I would get off the bus and multiple guys grabbing my ass as I get off the bus. I never told them that shit was okay. I never told them it was okay.
Yeah,
but it's like, well, because she got an ass, I'm gonna just grab her ass. Because I mean, I guess, I don't know, like a lot of, I mean, there are a few girls who had ass, but it's like, y'all acting like y'all never seen a girl with a fat ass before, so y'all gotta just grab my ass. Like, I never told you that shit was okay. Like,
that's why I don't need children all together, yet alone a daughter. Because boy, when I tell you, oh, I'm gonna get on that ass.
Well, first off, so this,
I'm gonna get on that ass.
let me come from it as a parent, a parental standpoint. Being that I do have a daughter, she's 5. Like, I know my mother is very curvaceous, I know my mother is curvaceous, and I know her mother is curvaceous. So I'm already in my head, like, all right, my daughter's gonna, it's the D's and the D's is there. Like, I can't run from it.
Call your brother.
So, but what I also teach my daughter is how to speak up for herself. So, like, now, when she doesn't like something, she says, Daddy, I don't like this. Or, Daddy, I want this. So that way I know when something she does not like or something is not the way she wants it, she'll speak up for it. I think what a lot of problems that we have in our community that leads to both those situations is there's a lack of love and a lack of respect given to their child. Like, we as men forget we do have mothers. Mm-hmm. And if we have a daughter, our daughter, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be something similar to her grandmother or mother. Mm-hmm. So we gotta keep that in mind. If we don't keep that in mind, then we don't know who we're dating. We don't know what we're recreating.
For sure.
So for me, that's why I said it's a piece of property. Mm-hmm. Because it's not being our women are not being educated about what their lineage is coming from. Because if you go back to slavery time, you go back to times before that when we was in Africa on diaspora, we were always the most beautiful women. Even now, even there, that we still can see our lineages of how beautiful the black woman really is. Mm-hmm. It's all about, and they don't even wear clothes if you really want to be blunt honest. In Africa, some African tribes and places, they don't even wear clothes. It's a piece of cloth covering the private parts. That's about it. Yeah. So that's why I say we gotta know what we're doing. Like, they know it, but you don't go out there, you can't record them like that, but they don't want it to be known.
Yeah, I'm gonna get your ass for doing this shit.
But here in the Western world, it's known, it's seen, it's all over. Like, that's why on my Instagram feed, I changed my feed. I stopped looking at it. Like, I got a couple of women that I follow there, of course, but it's mainly cars. Like, I didn't want to see that. Like, if when I have a girlfriend, she picks up my phone and goes to my Instagram, I want you to see cars. Like, that's what I want you to see. I don't want you seeing booty shaking or a naked woman on my timeline, because that's not what I want to be portrayed of me.
I like that. I can see
Man, God damn, bro.
That's what you be looking at on Instagram.
Nigga be trying to keep a straight face, bro.
And then on the
you don't want to see ass all day? That's right.
And then on the same time, I
try to keep a straight face, bro. Stop.
And then also, black women have to understand, like, and I'm with y'all. Body positivity is everything. But that body positivity is also being degraded and being looked at in a negative light, because some women are taking it to the extreme. The BBLs. And you want to say, oh, I got a BBL. Baby, you ain't got your body done. You ain't got a Brazilian butt lift. That's what it's called.
For what?
Stop trying
So to that standpoint, that brings me to the next question. Every black woman talk about how you want to praise a woman for showcasing, like Megan Thee Stallion. how she showcased her
Physique.
body,
Her physique. Yeah.
We all know how over-sexualized Megan Thee Stallion is.
Exactly.
As black women, seeing a black woman showcasing, the black body and showcasing it for, to stop the body shaming the audience. Do you feel that women that showcase their body put a positive influence and geared towards over-sexualization of the black woman? Do you feel like they're helping that situation, or are they prolonging the issue?
Prolong.
I feel like they're.
I said what I
I
said.
feel like they're trying to help the situation, and I also feel like To me, I feel like they're not thinking about I'm gonna hurt this. It's more so like they're thinking about this is gonna bring positivity. This is gonna bring other black women to feel more positive within themselves. But it's like there's like not only like men attacking it, it's also women attacking it as well. And it's like at this point, y'all are projecting, because if I see a black woman that's confident and she taking pictures with her body and stuff, I'm like, that's cool. I like it, because sometimes I wish that I could be that confident to show my body that I'm confident within my body.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But it's like when I see comments like attention whore and all this other stuff, I'm like, y'all don't even know what that person went through to get there.
Yeah.
That's what the people miss a bigger picture about. That person was not always confident. They had to build that up and get there.
That's a fact.
So it's
Even
like,
Lizzo like that.
so it's like, I know there's trolls.
Who? Lizzo.
Exactly. Like Lizzo, like she's confident with her body. She started working out and people got pissed the fuck off. I'm like,
Exactly. So we can't. We can't.
it's like you can't win.
You can't win. You can't lose.
It's
so
like
why even project into it? Is what I'm saying.
I-
Now positivity. Now this is what I'm saying with social media. Not cut you off. I'm sorry. With the positivity side of it, you post if you did it like weight loss journey, like Neutrogena, the all those weight loss when people post it before and after. Now we get to see the work. We get to see the confidence. Like you built your confidence. But when you see it as, oh, I'm just showing ass, I'm just showing, that's different. That's not positivity. That's not. Yeah, it's confidence 100%, but it's not positivity. There's a thin line between positivity and confidence when it comes down to social media. That's why I disagree with I'm on the fence with it. I'm not disagreeing or not disagreeing with it, but I'm on the fence because it's like we see one thing, but we're not looking at the other thing. Like positivity, I'm all for body positivity. Like Lizzo, baby, you got more confidence than I do to post your body on Instagram, on the net. But at the same time, how did you do it? How did you post it? Like a fitness person does it, they post their body in the workout gear, and they're always working out. Okay, so if you're showing me the workouts, of course people gonna sexualize. People gonna sexualize, of course, 100%.
You're gonna get those type of comments of sexualization.
But you know the purpose of the post.
Right.
Yeah.
The other posts are what I'm talking about with the quote unquote body positivity posts that are not. Those are the ones that we have to really question. Even as black women, you got to question me like, girl, did you post this for attention or you posted this too? That's where the question really comes to be about.
I feel like it goes, for me personally, like, sis, do you? If you wanna show off your body, you wanna post your twerking video, you wanna show off the bikini thong pics or whatever the case whatever you wanna do, that's you, do you. But I also do feel like for certain people, it is gonna come off in like they're gonna see some negativity in it because you are gonna attract a certain type of attention when you do that. And for me personally, like, I'm not against that. For me, I personally wouldn't do it because of my personal experience. I don't want guys coming to me, looking at me as a sexual being and making the sexual comments and, forcing themselves on me sexually. Because that's what I experienced in the past. And for me, like, it's held me back personally, like when it comes to relationships, so many different things, and I don't want to do that. But hey sis, if that's what you want to do, that's on you. Cause like even Chloe Bailey, everybody got some negative to say about Chloe. And I say for Chloe, I said, do you sis?
DDG's girlfriend.
No, that's
Haley.
Chloe's the sister.
Chloe's the sister.
Yeah, Chloe.
They twins that came out.
They're not twins. They 2 years apart.
Oh, well, they sisters that look very close, like twins, but they're very different.
But yeah, so
they was the sisters.
And who they in a relationship with?
No, one of them.
one is in the
Too much.
I mean, like, all that doesn't matter. But so when Chloe and Halle first came out, they started off at like Disney Channel, and they started off doing all these like innocent little things. Then they came. Their album probably came out, I think, in like 2020. But when you see their performances and you see different things, you see Chloe more so. You see Chloe. She was a little bit more sexual with her moves and with her dancing, and Chloe started to develop a little bit more of a body. Halle, she was a little bit more innocent. Halle's the one that's going to be playing Little Mermaid that everybody would kiss off.
Not Chloe. I think it's Chloe.
No, Halle's the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Halle's
a mermaid, and I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck y'all for being against it.
Yeah, so saw, like, if you watch the performances, Chloe had more of the, like, Beyonce kind of persona where she was a little bit more provocative with her dancing, and it started to get like gradually you see her being a little bit more sexual. Then when she did her little solo thing, she came all the way out, and then people were just like, dang sis, like Chloe doing the most. But she explained to herself that like growing up, she was saying that like she wasn't necessarily the most comfortable in her body, and her doing that was her being comfortable in like having more curves and being comfortable showing that off and not feeling like she had to hide her body, because she said she was very insecure about her body. So she said when she came out, she just wanted to show like I'm not ashamed of the body that I'm in. So she is a lot more sexual, but the girl's not liking it. I mean, some girls like when I say yes, sis, like do you? Okay, I see. Like I love seeing Chloe. I'm like Chloe gonna do what she gotta do. She's a performer. I love Chloe. I love her. But like other people think she does the most. Everybody feels like she's a little bit too sexual. And I just recently seen a video of them two where Chloe started cracking up at Chloe because of how like she a little bit like people would say extra, but like that's just how she is. They have two different personalities and they're gonna carry themselves a different way. But I don't really see like if that's what you want to do you. Like who gives a fuck what people have to say? But at the same time, like dudes do look at it like she's trying to get the wrong type of attention. Like who's gonna wife that? Like guys have their comments. Like if you showing off a little bit too much skin, like that's the most. And like another couple that I love, like the Val and Kadeem, like he doesn't tell his wife don't wear that, don't do this, don't do that. He loves when she has her little bikini pics and she posts her little bikini pics. He gonna hype her in the comments. He gonna post it. He gonna post like, look, my wife got a body. I love my wife's body. She gonna wear whatever she wanna wear. I love it. And then they even mentioned how like people. I guess guys saw that she had posted a bikini pic and they were just like, oh, you allow your wife to wear stuff? He said, first of all, my wife is her own person. I don't allow her. They hated the word allow. Like, my wife is going to do whatever she wants to do because at the end of the day, I know, she coming home to me and I'm going to let her be her own person. Like, I'm not about to dictate what she does. And it's like her stuff is that I don't see it as distasteful at all. Like, it is what it is. But of course, guys or people are going to be like, oh, your wife showing off, like how you marry and she's showing off little like, and then people I've heard, friends make comment about Sierra. They be like, oh, maybe something going on in their marriage because Sierra's showing off a little bit more skin and she got, like people see things wrong if like someone who's married is showing off a little bit more skin. But I'm like, at the end of the day, like we're not married to that person. If their husband says if their husband is cool with them showing off, they're entertainers. If their husband's okay with certain things, like let them be okay with it. Everybody always has something to say. Like, you can't control what somebody does in their marriage. Just because you don't want your wife wearing a certain type of thing don't mean it's wrong. That's their marriage and it works for them. Like, if that's their body, if that's what they want to do, it works for them. Like I said, for me personally, I'm not going to show off too much skin because I don't want nobody in my DM talk about something, oh, let me see that, what that ass do with all this other shit, and then growing up hearing DSL, like, do something lips and all types of shit. Like, I don't want them type of fucking comments out. I don't. I don't. Like, yeah. I was gonna do it. Like, I heard all types of shit.
Alright guys, we had a really great conversation within this episode. So, any last thoughts on Black women and sexualization?
I just think we should really allow Black women to be themselves and say, show us who you are, but show it in a different way. Because I do like seeing, like, you know, especially our BBWs out here showing out their positivity. Because it's, hey, I'm loving the confidence. It's the difference between confidence and cockiness. And I just want our Black women, especially our Black women, to know the difference between being confident and being cocky with what you're posting, because you know what you're posting. Outside of that, I mean, I would love to see us do a part 2 of this conversation, for real.
Definitely.
My thoughts are, we as Black men should bite the bullet, be willing to take whatever stigmas or titles that come with doing things for the greater good, regardless of who vilifies us. We should be willing to do things for the progression of our race and demographic, and as long as it's beneficial to Black men and women, bite the bullet and keep moving forward, and that's that.
I feel like we just need to love ourselves, and whatever you're comfortable with doing, do it. You're not comfortable with something, don't let anybody make you feel like you have to do something. Do what you have to do for yourself. Realize the type of attention that you're attracting. But at the end of the day, love yourself and do you.
Do you, boo-boo? Do you, boo-boo? Boo-boo hitting.
Black women, although over-sexualized, should know themselves, should love themselves, and pursue every endeavors of life in accordance to, you know, having positivity, oneness, and, you know, living life on your terms, your benefit, and not allow yourself to be viewed and obsessed by other people's mindsets. Like, do you? It's kind of like what she just said. Do you know yourself and be who you are? Be your best selves. That's all I gotta say with that.
And my final thoughts are, do whatever the fuck you want to do, and be confident within yourself. And don't listen to the haters, cause fuck them. But also, haters are your motivators. They're your biggest fans.
Help us,
So-
please.
So utilize that and keep doing it, because the more haters you have, you're doing something right. That's what they always say. If you have no haters, you ain't doing it right.
Period.
And
With
that's
that being
it.
said, thank you for following us, for watching us. But please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you next time.